Coach, one sec. SEMO head coach Tom Matukowicz, Redhawks coming off a victory over North Alabama in FCS kickoff, 37-15. Back in action this week, they'll have an FBS opponent this week, New Mexico State, on Saturday night. So, Coach, just some thoughts about your team starting 1-0 and heading into this week, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate what you do. Very thankful for the opportunity. That was a great spotlight. This first time SEMO football's ever been on national television, and seeing the logo SEMO on ESPN certainly significant. Really proud of how we won, more so than just the W. It looked like a lot more like I want it to look, when you watch us play from a physicality standpoint, from a fundamental standpoint. Love some of that. Certainly wish we'd have played a little smarter, had some penalties, turnover in the red zone, didn't get any points. We didn't make very many explosive plays, defensively gave up a couple, but certainly happy with the win. And now we're kind of switching gears and getting ready for our bye game with New Mexico State this Saturday. They certainly had an amazing year last year. They beat Auburn, went to a bowl game, and Coach Kill's a guy that I used to coach for, and so certainly was familiar with the program. And now there's lots of news, so it feels like it'll be kind of same as when you're talking about North Alabama game and New Mexico State game, and the fact that we don't know. They'll have a good idea about our players and our schemes, but we really won't know about theirs. And so we just got to do what we've done, just kind of focus on ourselves, be ready for whatever. Really love the iPad edition. The technology on the sideline is really nice. Certainly early in these games when you're, getting scheme and trying to figure out what they're trying to do for you and all that. So appreciate that technology. And now we just need a good week.
You referenced they've seen you play. So it's positive you got this national exposure, negative maybe they've already seen your plays. But how do you then, you said focus on yourself, get ready for, your second game when they've only been playing one, you had some people banged up. How's that work coming off of week 0?
Yeah, I think that's definitely their advantage, but one advantage we have that they won't be able to have is the improvement from game 1 to game 2. I've been doing this for 31 years, and the improvement from game 1 to game 2 is usually substantial. If you have a humble team, if you have, a staff that really prioritizes getting better and not just about schemes and stuff like that, but player development. And so they're not able to do that. Their first outing won't be until after our game. And so we see if we can be better than we were a week ago. That'll certainly give us the best opportunity to be in a fourth quarter game.
You also had some young players really step up for you, Carter Hensley, Peyton Brown. So that's obviously a positive to see the depth and not just the veteran players performing well.
Yeah, we just graduated a lot of names, that had made a lot of plays for us in the past. And we felt like recruiting wise, we've been able to keep up and sign some good players. But certainly some of these freshmen, we had a true freshman start at left guard, played every snap. A true freshman that didn't come in the spring. Like, he got here in June. We had some injuries and some stuff, but he's really done a good job. Peyton Brown did a good job. Several newcomers on defense that we were able to transfer type guys sign. And so I think what it showed was how well we've recruited and replaced some of those known players we've had in the past.
And your team fell down early too. What's the mindset then, and how have you prepared? Like, okay, we might be down early in the first half, but we're going to do X, Y, and Z to get back. And then you scored 30 unanswered points to end the game.
Yeah, that goes back to how we won. What I was proud of is how we responded. One of the worst things going to happen is you can lose an All-American type quarterback like that, right? And so we really took one there, and we responded. We stumbled a couple, like a drive or two, but really the message was we're fine, stay the course. And I loved how our players responded. They didn't freak out. They just kept getting after it, and then it finally turned.
And then obviously UNA looked, they had some good drives, but then the defense obviously in the second half too. Were there adjustments you made there to kind of stop what they were doing?
Yeah, I mean, we gave up a couple big plays. They didn't move the ball up and down. They only had 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then we shut them out in the second half. So I think, it was just the big plays, and then we were able to create the turnovers, the takeaways. I think we ended up with 4, and so anytime you can do that, it makes it frustrating. I think if we are ahead, I think that's one of the thing about this defense is we're pretty fast, athletic, kind of playmaking. So hopefully, one of those 2-minute drives or when, we're trying to preserve a lead or whatever, they put the ball in the air, we're going to be better at it than we were a year ago.
And I guess finally, obviously travel to Montgomery. This one's a little bit farther trip to you, and then after that, you're gonna have a home game next week. But just talk about how your team, has responded to a travel in week 1 and getting ready to do it again this week.
Well, based on my practice last night, we weren't ready to practice. We looked tired, sluggish. We had multiple guys late to lifts today, and so it feels like we're behind. I hope we don't have to learn a lesson with a loss, but we really haven't handled it well. It's just Tuesday, so hopefully we can get them back on track.
Is that something that players have to learn too? They all come from different programs, or if they're freshmen, like how to manage week to week if you are going farther distances than they're used to.
Yeah, and it's an accumulation of everything. It's like class too. We spend all fall camp. Well, all you got to be is a good football player, right? And then now all of a sudden you got academics, you got study hall, you got all these things come into it. And if you're not low focused, locked in, and mature about your business, things start creeping up on you. So we really got to, have a great attention to detail this week.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck this week, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds great. Thank you.